Donald Trump was impeached today. Nah, just another day at the office for the man that the lefties love to hate. Let me tell you, there was no principle attached to the actions of the US Congress. It was simply a matter of numbers and an exercise in political power and punishment. And the only people who really seem to care are those who are living in the political bubble or are hyper-partisan lefty cheerleaders. Of course, that still amounts to a sizable group, and many of them are actually in very strong positions where they can shape public debate and influence opinion. But remember, these same people are the ones that carried on for 4 years about various fabricated stories that were all designed to discredit Donald Trump. And these people knew that they were a hoax. Do you recall the Russia collusion? And what about the Ukrainian corruption saga? Well, they led to Trump's previous impeachment. They were totally bogus, but no one seems to really care. And it's not much different here in Australia. We, collectively, are fed a diet of media mush and political spin. Headlines are designed to be clickbait, and fabricated outrage is seemingly everywhere. Truth no longer seems to matter. It's actually become the innocent victim of the car crash that is modern politics. But again, few seem to really care. And that should worry those of us that really do care. Now, when was the last time you heard our politicians discuss, truthfully, openly, and frankly, anything of real significance to our future? The $1 trillion debt? No, there's no public interest in that. What about the massive and growing welfare state? That's off limits. There are too many people that are on the drip. How about the rorted National Disability Insurance Scheme? Oh no, that's far too sensitive to actually discuss. And the appalling conditions in many Aboriginal communities? No way. If it's not happening in my backyard, it doesn't really matter. Now, these and many more truly significant issues need to be addressed, but there appears to be neither the will nor the interest in sorting them out. It's far easier to kick the can down the road for someone else to deal with later on. But unfortunately, that's been happening now for decades, and we're living with the consequences right now. And we can't only blame our politicians, because the blame really lies with us. Now, maybe not you and me, but us as a nation of citizens. Gone are the days where we celebrated being independent of government, allowing the government of the time to more readily assist those who were truly in need. Now, it's more about what we can get for free, whether we need it or not. And the problem with that is, nothing is for free. Everything the government gives you is paid for by someone. And if you're one of the shrinking band of taxpayers that actually contribute more than you get, then it's probably your money spinning back to you. For everyone else, the free stuff is paid for by someone else's work. And thanks to massive government borrowing, what's free to you today is being provided by people who probably aren't even born yet. Still, free stuff is good, isn't it? Well, no, it's not. Remember, a government big enough to give you everything you want is a government big enough to take away everything that you have. And that's exactly what we're seeing now. Government is taking away the livelihoods of business owners through reckless and indiscriminate decision-making. They've suspended property rights, making landlords bear the costs that are usually borne by tenants. And they've expanded the welfare state to include almost everyone in the country, while making the bureaucracy the enemy of those who are actually paying the salaries. It's a terrible state of affairs, and yet too few really seem to care. And maybe that's because we look to other countries and it all seems so much worse over there. Their debts are bigger and the political divide is greater. Their pains make us feel so much better about ourselves. But getting last place in the ugly person contest isn't much to crow about. It doesn't mean we're beautiful. We shouldn't be in that contest in the first place. And we are on a trajectory that will lead to the same destination that we mock in other nations: division, dysfunction, deletion, and dictatorial decisions. The big difference is that we've got time on our side. We can still do something to prevent the worst from happening. But that's going to take political will, and it's going to take an acceptance by the people that free stuff actually comes with a very hefty price tag.